Today I have the great pleasure of introducing to you a great wooden cartel. I had the big fortune to find this in Los Angeles and to purchase it and to bring it back to Belgium, not knowing what I had at hand. As a member of the Chamber of Experts in Paris and working with my colleagues often to do my research, I called on to my colleague Chantal Grangé as a documentalist who went to do a bit of research in Paris to try to find out where this came from and who might have been the creator. During the search, she came across another of our colleagues, Olivier Hurstel, who, looking at the picture of the object, identified it immediately as a creation of Charles Rossigneux, one of the great decorators and draftsmen from the late 19th century in Paris. It turned out that Charles Rossigneux was at the time working as an illustrator mostly for Monsieur Hachette, who was a great editor of books in the 1870s in France, amongst which one of his most luxurious prints was the New Testament in 2 volumes that he produced in 1870. If you look at all the illustrations of the head of the chapter headers, the first letters, and the end of chapters, like it was commonly done at the time in very luxurious editions, you can see that these drawings are very similar in style and imagination as this particular cartel clock. And there's absolutely no doubt we're looking at the work of a one and the same person. So we can definitely and safely attribute this to Charles Rossigneux. And Charles Rossigneux might have created this when Hachette, his boss, I would say, who's the person who ordered all these drawings from him, also asked him to decorate the newly made interior from his new house in Paris. And this would have been created at the same time for Monsieur Hachette. It happened that in the 1920s, when Monsieur Hachette already passed away, Charles Rossigneux had been dead already for a while. All the furniture and everything inside his house in Paris were sold in the 1920s, and very likely at that time was bought by American decorators who were scouting Paris to find as much as they could find to fill the new big houses around Hollywood and around Los Angeles, as well as the film sets of this new industry that was booming at the time. This is how this cartel ended in Los Angeles, and this now, it has come home, practically. Voilà, I will now also show you all the details where you can see the dragon heads, granadas fruits, acantha leaves, the dragons on the side, the way they all interlaces, the shield in the middle. All that are part of the iconography of Charles Rossigneux, and he was absolutely unique in his style.
So as an associate expert to the CNES, I'm actually an art conservator, and although I'm not specialized in wood material, mostly metal, I actually can tell what is interesting about Charles Rossigneux's work. In this wooden cartel, you can see and you can tell that he was a very good architect, above all, because he knew materials, he knew their limits. And this example of wood carving shows us that he knew how far he could go in empty forms and full forms, and the limits of the material, and which gives a lot of dynamic in the full figure. His work was already recognized, and he was called by the firm Christophe, La Maison Christophe in France, design some silverware for them. And you can tell again that he's adapting his designs to the material. This work is recognized and has been actually found also in museums today, like le Musée des Arts Décoratifs and le Musée d'Orsay.